All right, so I believe this is still game 1 for them. So we've got Frostbite down here at the bottom on the Xenon deck that we just took a look at with the Cultist, and we've got LocoPojo on the Crazy Brew up top here.
Yeah, with Ravid down, he's going to get a lot of value from the Empower. And now with the Sight, it's looking pretty good on Pojo's side. Obviously, Carvet is a bit of an issue, but still looking like he's in pretty good shape here.
Pretty good. That Sight's a good one. 7 power to get it down, but it's a pretty powerful card.
Yeah, that Sight is going to let him get the little 1/1 every single turn. So while that Carvet is going to be gaining life and doing mastery things, at least it's not killing him.
Mm-hmm. All right, draws the, I'm just going to call him the Cultist for the turn. Going to have an attack with a 12/12 as well as the Carvet here. But as you said, jump that.
You know, I was confused at first as to, like, I thought the Carvet was just for, you know, the obvious insane top end value, but it does also give Cultist Exalted, which is a very, very real piece of text on that card.
Absolutely. Pretty good board for both players here. But as you said, being able to spew out a 1/1 flyer every turn to chump block the dragon's pretty good. Ooh, that's spicy.
Oh, double birthright?
That's very spicy.
Oh, we're in it now.
All right.
So this Carvet is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. I would assume all of the weapons from the Cultists are going to be going on that Carvet. See what the wheel spins into. 2 power.
2 power, yep. Let's see if Pojo has better luck on their turn. Now Pojo is in, I believe they're in basically chump block duty here every turn though. With the 15,
yeah, you got it.
6/7.
Until some kind of interaction is found. Flips a Claw of the First Dragon. And another Grunt Motive. As is customary, Pojo sparing no expense for spice.
Ooh, Soul's Rest.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Yeah, and with the Decimate, putting everything into the owner's.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it sure is.
That's a good way to deal with the board that Frostbite had there.
Absolutely. And just reslam the Ravid. Get some insect.
What's the ultimate here? Got Bren. Okay.
Yeah, the Bren's actually pretty interesting because those little 1/1s are going to count. So every time he empowers, he's also getting an extra power from Bren. So that's some pretty interesting combo potential there.
And, you know, Frostbite only on 6 power. Oh, nice.
Oh, man.
That is very nice there.
Draws 5 more cards. Oh, Bren comes out and deals 5. 4 from the weapon. Oh. Did he draw another Soul's Rest? I think it's a pretty clear win here if he's got another Soul's Rest. I'm guessing he probably does not, since he did not just immediately windmill slam it.
Wow, that was a really good Soul's Rest there, being able to not only stabilize by bouncing all of Frostbite's cards, but to be able to then play out a Kairos and basically turn the aggression completely on their side. I mean, is this?
Yep.
This is almost. Is this just lethal as is?
Yeah, with the Caleb's Persuader and the Berserk, yeah, definitely clears the board or clears it up here.
Wow, so that was basically a lethal Soul's Rest on that turn. Very well played. Quick turnaround there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly the intention of the deck. Very interesting stuff. I love it.
And we actually saw that, not that that was all on Kairos, but we saw that 2 weeks ago when a lot of players were playing Kairos, that the games would go where it was a lot of setup, a lot of answering, a lot of bouncing back and forth, and then you just slam Kairos and the game ended the next turn. And we saw a
Yep.
little bit of that there, that these decks just, it doesn't look like they're building up to things. It doesn't look like they're in a position to win, and then out of nowhere, it's they're winning that turn or they're winning the next turn. Just the power level of those expensive cards is so high.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't played any Kairos in Expedition, but I played a fair amount when we had the chance to play with him before the new set came out, and there were a lot of games where you just play Kairos and then opponent scoops because they just don't have a way to come back from that. The card advantage is so insane, and unless they have an exact answer for it that turn, all of the units you play are damaged either to face or to clear your board, and it's just so hard to deal with. So you got to have an answer. It's pretty much over.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned we had a chance to play with it. I remember I hadn't read the news. I wasn't up to date that card had been added, and people were able to play with it. So I remember just playing a ranked game, feeling like I was in a pretty good spot, and then all of a sudden my opponent dumps Kairos, and I'm like, wait, what? What is this card? What just happened?
Yeah, first off, what is this? And second of all, am I dead?
Yeah, exactly. I believe that was just game 1, so they're getting set up here for game 2. So bear with us just a sec with players here. It looks like LocoPojo does want to be featured here, accepting my friend request now.
There we go.
Hopefully this will be easier here in the next coming year when hopefully Direwolf adds the little bit easier ability to run these tournaments on here.
That would be awesome.
All right. Again, in chat, while we're getting set up, I know we have some downtime getting everybody's games on here featured. So if you do have any questions, or if you have any comments or anything you'd like to see, obviously feel free to let us know in the chat. And here we go. Okay, we are good. So now we switch things up a little bit. So now we do have LocoPojo here. So we are spectating from that side. Pretty nice hand here. You don't necessarily want to see your Souls Rest in your opener, being at 8, but 6, 7, 8. But other than that, not bad. You're able to cast your Ramba on time. You've got your Kairos' Choice. You've got some power development. Seems like a decent starter.
Yeah, that Ramba was a really sweet draw there. Just having the ability to kill a thing on turn 2 and then follow it up with a pretty solid unit on turn 3. It's looking good. Just going to immortalize the high profit and replay it here. Really wanting that ramp so he can play Carvet next turn.
All right, we do have a hand cam set up here. So we've got the Carvet and the Shadowlands guide in hand for Frostbite. I did move the hand cam down a little bit. I didn't want to put it over the cards quite yet because that'll cover up the life total. We don't really want to do that. So we'll put that where it is for now. If anybody wants to see in a different spot, let me know. But we got that set up now. Hopefully we'll have the hand cams a little more consistently once we're able to get everybody added on the friends list.
Man, the synergy with Ramba and Caleb's Persuade actually insane. Even if it doesn't actually connect with its swing, just getting the cost reduction from the 2 damage you get from Caleb's Persuader, that is really nice synergy. Four cost claw here.
I'm going to play out Shadowlands guide here with Exalted. Going to bring back a Cultist with Exalted.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, obviously, other than other Carvettes, pretty much everything has Exalted on Frostbite.
Yeah, looks like it. It's a pretty big attack here. Yeah, Pojo's just going to jump.
Yeah, you got to save some of the damage here. 14 is probably not where you want to be. Getting those free 1-1s is sweet, though.
Soul's Rest down to 4 cost here.
Yeah, that is a very cheap Soul's Rest.
And Invoke the Waystones for 2.
Yeah, pretty absurd because those cards are not supposed to be that cheap.
Yeah, those cards at at 4 and now Invoke at 1. Those extremely powerful effects for that price, and then bouncing everything back to your hand, but these now being cheaper, it's gonna make things real nice for Pojo here. Again, looking in a rough spot on the board as it was a turn or two ago, but now with everything back in hand and your cards cheaper, it's really has a chance to restabilize and reset here.
Yeah, it's good stuff. What did the Invoke hit? Was it a power? I didn't see anything happen. Refueling and then a 2-cost Invoke, which is obviously the one off of the 1 cost.
Yep. But Ravid there, that's nice play out here.
Yeah, very nice hit.
And then you got another Soul's Rest, and you got that Invoke again.
Yeah, I love the synergy with the Invoke and the Ramba. You can just, keep getting it with Ramba, reduce it by 1 each time, just keep it nice and low, and you keep getting new copies of it.
Yeah, this is really nice.
All these synergies are super sweet.
Yeah, and that's something, like you said, what being a little bit fresh and not having a ton of experience with this set, it's something that isn't obvious from your first view, but you start to see it in play a little bit, and these synergies are really nice. It's hard to tell at first glance which are the silly synergies that are just kind of for fun and which ones are actually pretty powerful, but this is actually looking pretty powerful.
Yep. Yeah, Pojo always finds a way to have both, right? Powerful and kind of silly, that like you kind of look at the deck and you're like, I don't really know how well this is going to go, and then you see it in action and it's just insane.
Yeah. I mean, look how much this has just turned around in 2 turns? From 2 turns ago, completely on the back foot, chump blocking, 2 cards in hand, to completely overwhelming board presence, and you're just going to win the game here.
Yep. Does not need to decimate. He's just going to be able to swing around this Corvette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you can swing through a 5/6 flying lifelink and not have to worry about it. You're in pretty good shape.
Yeah, you're in a good spot if that's the case.
And I imagine that's got to be lethal.
I mean, he blocks the Ravid, I think, yeah. And then obviously it stays exhausted with the extra turn, right? Or maybe it doesn't.
Should, I believe.
Not that it matters. He's already dead.
Anyway. Well, that was pretty sweet. Is that 2-0 for